Have you ever wondered why we all think that only working for a big company means success? Is this anxiety really something we brought upon ourselves? Actually, it's not that simple. It is said that there is a special profession called the architect of desire. It is he who meticulously built our desire for big companies. It is said that he is currently holding an exhibition of his works. Don't you want to take a look? You enter the lobby. This is a cold, futuristic gray space, similar to the stereo laboratory of a high-end technology company. In the center of the room is a suspended glass display stand. The wireless noise-canceling headphones are placed on it. The walls have no decorations, only that huge and elegant black text. It says,
"Stop running. You have arrived. You think you are looking for a career. In reality, you are begging for a definition. I am the architect. I designed the desire that wakes you up at 3 a.m. I drafted the envy you feel when you scroll through LinkedIn. I built the cage you call ambition. This exhibition is my portfolio. I will show you how I use light, color, and words to program your desires. I will show you why you love the traps I made for you. Pick up the headphones. Now let me overwrite your thoughts." Welcome to the first masterpiece I made for my Korean clients. First, take a look at these photos of the facilities. I used a wide-angle lens and panoramic depth of field. In this way, I demonstrated Samsung's inclusiveness. There are no blind spots, no shadows, only the absolute security created by high-key lighting. It feels like home even in the company. At the same time, this is not just a company. It is a micro-city with cafeterias, clinics, even kindergartens. I compressed the functions of a city into the company's walls so that you don't need to leave the company to meet all your survival needs. So why not stay in the company and keep generating profits for the company all the time? At the same time, by using a series of highly dense and informative text bombardment, I listed the comprehensive facilities and rich benefits of the company. These striking words such as housing support and child development support precisely hit the social anxiety about survival. In Korea, education costs are one of the biggest burdens for families, and here, the company takes on the responsibility of the patriarch in the Confucian society. The sans serif font eliminates the handwriting traces and looks more like something generated by machines or computers. Thus, it has a certain rational or authoritative quality. When I listed the benefits list throughout the text with sans serif font, I was speaking on behalf of the company as an authoritative father figure, and precisely hit the fear of everyone about the high housing prices and education costs. You feel that leaving here is not just unemployment but social exile. You will lose your housing and your children will lose their tuition fees. This is not employment, it is adoption. Therefore, in order to stay in this all-encompassing family of the company, you should surely accept all the injustice and endless competition. If I made Samsung play the role of an all-powerful Confucian patriarch, the work I created for the Shinsegae made it become the promised utopia. Did you notice these circular frame designs? They are the peepholes that allow you to glimpse into the new world. The circular shape symbolizes concentration and exclusivity. Through this hole, what you see is the promised beautiful life with colorful scenes. In this way, I make you understand that this kind of life is privately reserved only for insiders. Outside is a cruel and competitive jungle, while only within this circle there is a colorful utopia. I utilize people's voyeurism and a sense of outsider anxiety, making you think that only by squeezing into this circle can you truly live. To obtain this entrance ticket, you should do whatever it takes to participate in the competition. I use the same Confucian concept of filial piety to create the same works for Chinese clients. In Taobao's recruit advertisements on benefits, I used warm-toned life collages to construct an all-encompassing modern Danwei illusion, a working place that takes care of everything. The mother in Peaceful Life Holding a Child exploited the anxiety of Chinese parents to expect their children to excel and packaged the company's commercial insurance as a necessary safeguard for the family lineage. The family road trip in vacation time utilized the face culture, suggesting that only the company's travel allowance could support your decent life in front of relatives. This visual rhetoric successfully hacked into the code of home and responsibility in Confucian culture, transforming benefits into your unbreakable moral obligation towards your family. Thus, I deeply intertwine my benefits with your sense of happiness to the extent that you can't distinguish the boundaries between your life and work. You said you weren't interested in Confucian values? Don't worry, I have another script prepared for you here. Check out this masterpiece I created for Apple. Here, I succeed in making people compete to generate profits for the company by using Western individualistic values. In these photos, I separated the buildings and the crowd and used shallow depth of field to blur the background and used close-ups to detail the expressions of individuals. This photographic technique is usually used for shooting heroes or stars, which makes you feel that as long as you work at Apple, you are the protagonist of your own life. The natural outdoor light gives a real and organic feeling, which helps me effectively hide the industrial nature of this large company as a machine. By repeating the key emotional word, feel good, it elevates benefits from the material level money, house, to the spiritual level feeling emotion, which can better evoke people's resonance. When we carefully observe these benefits, please read the details. Stock grants. I'm not just paying you a salary. I have turned you into a shareholder. I want you to believe that the company's profits are your victory. This is the way I make you willingly engage in self-exploitation. You will voluntarily work overtime for the rise in stock prices because you think it is your company. Also, resigning not only means losing your salary, but also implies giving up the potential for future asset appreciation. Under my meticulous visual planning, these benefits are like golden handcuffs, making you yearn to wear them and be bound to the company for life. Now, try harder and compete more to wear it. Not interested in material benefits? Just focusing on the company's values and working for your dreams? I understand. You are truly a person beyond the ordinary. Now, please enter room 2. Take a look at how I transform your passion for values and dreams into the fuel for a large company. I know what you're thinking. You look down upon those people who fell in the trap of room 1, don't you? You think selling freedom for tuition fees, for medical care, for that pitiful sense of security is vulgar. But you're different. You're noble. You long for meaning, values, and dreams. You possess a soul of passion. That's why I built room 2 for you. The altar of passion. Here, I don't talk about materials. I talk about more expensive things. I use what Althusser called interpolation. I call out by that specific name in the vast sea of people. When you turn around, you're no longer yourself. You become my devotee. Listen to how I call you. Gaze upon this beautiful work I created for Samsung. Do you feel the air get colder? Here, I stripped away the family warmth of room 1, saturated the canvas with bright, cold tones filled up with white and blue. This is the sublime aspect of industry. Every pixel here is screaming about professional. Everyone shares the concentrated expression. I wrote the ultimate slogan, a journey with people who change the world. Do you feel the magic? Before, there are just tedious, high-intensity works. But through this serious, professional visual framing, I glorify labor into pilgrimage. I make you feel that even the smallest screw you assemble in the factory, any number you calculate in the office, is a step in human evolution, and you no longer feel like you are creating surplus value for the capitalist. Now, I make you desire to work here because you feel like you are writing history. For this beautiful hallucination, you will willingly burn your entire youth in the working place because you think you are the hero that changes the world. Through this grand narrative, I transformed your pursuit of dreams into the creation of profits for the company. Now you are looking at this work I made for KT. The visual language here is the bright, elite cleanliness. Look at these faces, young, confident, dressed in smart casual, sitting in sun-drenched modern offices. The headline reads, "The Best Colleagues." Here, I interpel at you as the successful one. I seduce you with this pristine imagery, making you believe that by joining, you become one of these elites. And of course you would ignore the massive glitch. There are only young people, no gray hair, no wrinkles, no one in power. This is my magic called vanishing. On this stage, young people are the actors, while the older generation are the writers and directors. I hide the old men who hold the power and write the rules behind the curtain, shining the spotlight only on this vibrant youth. I encourage you to compete, to engage in an endless war of meritocracy, but the goal of this competition is merely to fulfill the grand mission set by the invisible old men. You are just a replaceable best supporting actor in their script, but now I made you think you are the protagonist. Now, step into this warm golden light. This is Sony. Take a look at the atmosphere I have created for you. There is no dull office here, only beautiful backlight and charming lens flare. The background is a blurry city street, and a young people with a backpack is walking on the road. Doesn't this look like a still image from an indie movie? And you are the protagonist who is about to embark on the journey. Let's take a look at this line of pink, alluring words. Believe anything you can imagine, and you can make it real. Here, I'm exploiting your narcissism. I use this cinematic quality to create an illusion for you. Your life is an epic about dreams, but you do not realize I actually changed the concept. I tell you that imagination is a superpower, but in reality, I want you to use your imagination to manufacture my inventory. When you are self-pleasing in this golden radiance, you are just my biological 3D printer, producing more Walkmans and PlayStations for me. But now you think you are realizing your dream. Now, let me show you my proudest masterpiece for Apple. Here, Apple is not just a logo, it's a living organism that keeps changing. One moment it is splashed paint, the next it is rough clay, and then it becomes retro neon. Every frame of this transformation mimics a unique artistic style. In this way, I am selling individualism again. I am sending you a series of visual signals. No matter how weird you are, no matter how niche your artistic style, there's a place for you here. While the texture and style of the logo changes, the silhouette of the bitten apple never changes. This is the core of the metaphor. You can have any personality skin you want, but your core shape must conform to my mold. You think you are expressing yourself? No, you are just filling the brand outline with different colors. The more distinct your personality, the clearer my silhouette becomes. Look at how perfect this slogan is. Join Us represents collectivity and obedience. Be You represents individuality and freedom. I utilized the morphing animation of this logo to create an illusion that the two could coexist perfectly. I promise that you can here unapologetically be yourself. But don't forget, the prerequisite is that yourself must be able to create value for the company. Do you see the pattern? I use Samsung and KT calling out the hero and the successful one. I use Sony calling out the dreamer. I use Apple calling out the individual. There is always a certain identity or dream that I can capture your heart with. This is interpolation. I shout, "Hey, you," and you turn around. The moment you turn around, the moment you say, "That's me," you are captured. You put your passion on the altar, and I set it on fire to keep the engine running. It's a beautiful exchange, isn't it? The exhibition of my portfolio ends here. You have already witnessed the ultimate material motivation and also experienced the peak of dreams. Could there be anything more perfect than this? Now, listen to me. Go back the same way you came. There is no way ahead. With the beautiful thoughts I just implanted in your mind, return to the real world. Open your laptops and polish that resume. Submit it, go for the interview, fight your way through the sea of written tests, and enjoy the infinite competitions. Go and fight for a job card, a position, a spot on that Change the World list. Don't hesitate. Don't look back. Remember, only by entering these big companies will your life truly begin. Go, my children. Go and become my most perfect fuel. The exhibition is over. Please turn around and leave. What are you doing? Why are you still staying here? Wait, you are going the wrong way. The exhibition is over. Don't you want to go back to the light? Your resume is not finished yet. If you keep walking, I cannot protect you. Do you want to be unemployed? Do you want to be nothing? Come back. Listen to me. Come back.
Starting from Room 3, you are shifting from being passive recipients to becoming active participants. Room 3 is a very ordinary square room. The four walls are placed with all the previous works designed by the architect that you have seen. The incessant, persuasive architect voice that had been constantly chattering has completely vanished. Only faint white noise or the sounds of your footsteps remain. This silence itself is a form of resistance against the noise of job-seeking anxiety. In the center of the room, there is a stand, on which a pair of sunglasses is placed labeled with the truth glasses. This concept is inspired by the movie They Live. In the movie, the Earth is actually controlled by aliens, and humans are brainwashed by them. The protagonist accidentally finds a pair of sunglasses, and after putting the glasses on, he's able to see the real world. As you look through the truth glasses at the wall, all of the works you see before start changing. All of these make you realize this is like the exquisite brochures of a zoo, which show lions moving around in the zoo, promising them the best medical care and the most nutritious meat, and telling the lions that they can display their wild nature and protect the ecology. Room 4 is pure white space that seems to extend infinitely. In the center of the room, 3 huge floor-to-ceiling mirrors are suspended. The core mechanism of this room is stripping. When you look into the mirrors, the core slogans owned by these corporate giants are stripped of their commercial context and visual design, floating quietly over your own reflections. Mirror 1, imagination. Sony claims, believe anything you can imagine. But here, the sentence stands alone. You can only see you're in the mirror, not the reflection of company. The text reminds you, imagination is not a tool for manufacturing PlayStations. It is an innate human power to reshape one's own life. Mirror 2, dreams. Samsung promises to turn dreams into reality. Here, stripped of the corporate context, the phrase embodies more possibilities. It no longer means manufacturing chips in a laboratory. It makes you think about, if the company's definition is removed, what is your personal reality? Mirror 3, wholeness. Apple says, we recognize the whole you in the mirror. This is no longer a hypocritical recruitment pitch, but a form of self-affirmation. The mirror does not lie. What it reflects is the true wholeness. You don't need to see the whole you, that only based on the recognition from the company. On the wall, this concludes this journey. The architect did not invent these beautiful words. Instead, he alienated these words for capital. He transformed changing the world into changing the stock price for the company. He registered these universal values of humanity as the private patents of his enterprise, and made you believe that only by wearing his uniform can your passion be legitimate. Look in the mirror. There is no big company logo, no job description, no performance evaluation, just you. You take these words back. Leaving the pure white space of room 4, you enter the exit leading to the real world. Here, the light is natural and gentle, no longer the artificial and intense lighting. At the exit, there is a pillar with a QR code on it. The label under the QR code says, define your role, the CV maker of your soul. When you scan the code, the screen displays not a job application designed to turn people into resources, but a curriculum vitae of the soul that fundamentally subverts corporate logic. The traditional current position is replaced by who are you when no one is paying you. Years of experience transforms into moments you felt truly alive. Professional skills are inverted into useless talents. Benefits required is shifted to what sustains your soul. After filled up everything, this would generate a poster utilizing Apple minimalist aesthetics, employing the aesthetic form of capital to carry an anti-capitalist human core. You can save the poster and share it on social media. Simultaneously, the exit wall, originally projecting oppressive corporate slogans, would end up with being overlapped by countless tiny wishes just submitted by you and other people. In this way, this wall is ultimately redrawn into the blueprint of self, symbolizing the collective resistance of all against being defined by the company. Finally, you are able to step back into reality, carrying a soul CV defined by yourself as a complete, lively human rather than a corporate resource. Now, are you ready or not?